Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Anytime.
So, where were you before starting with us?
Before joining the group, I was doing some wholesale and stuff like that. I had an account opened. I was still doing quite a bit of OA and kind of like one-off purchases and stuff like that. I kind of knew what was needed to be done to grow in wholesale, but I wasn't completely sure about it. And for a long time, like I was just relying on that one account because it was such a good account, but then eventually they restricted us on a lot of stuff. And so for a while there, I was having a lot of pretty decent months, anywhere from like 50, 60, $70,000 months and stuff like that. But with that account restriction, for a lot of their e-commerce products, really started to struggle a little bit more. Like I said, I knew what I was supposed to do, but I wasn't quite sure if that was the right way, because I'd be seeing a lot of people say different things and stuff like that. And so when it came to like general knowledge of Amazon, I had it. When it came to growing and transitioning into wholesale, I just wasn't unsure, because you just see so much stuff out there, you know?
There's a lot of kind of information about, how do you properly transition from OA to wholesale where there's more, consistency and sustainability month in and month out.
And then the thing is as well, it's like the past few years, like it was just so easy to find the wrong supplier. And then next thing you know, you're kicked off Amazon because you got a bunch of stolen inventory you didn't even know about. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like there was a point in time where I was like, you know what, like let's just buy this. Like I was fair, like I did a lot of research into it, and I was fairly certain it was stolen goods, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I was like, you know what, everybody's doing it, let's see about buying it. But thank God, like never ended up buying any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And just started going to more into authorized sources and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's something we stress so much in our group because so many people jump into this wholesale, then they start sourcing from people they shouldn't have been sourcing in the first place because they don't know any better. And that's where kind of the direction of the program definitely, I think, helps.
And a big issue I had was from seeing all these products people were selling that was stolen, and then trying to see like actual wholesale stuff where it's like the reality of stuff, and it's not like every single listing is 5,000 units a month, 30-40% ROI. Like
Yeah.
that's not really the truth. And so like I was looking for the gold in distributors when like it was a dream that they were selling through those stolen goods. And so it kind of like gives you false expectations of what you can actually find. Now granted, today I have some products that was like for a few months it was like 100% ROI, like selling a few hundred units a month. The prices came down, but those items do exist, but it's not every single one of them, like
Yeah.
as you see from all them stolen people, you know.
I know. It's definitely an issue, and it gets a lot of these newer guys in trouble. How did you first hear about us?
To be honest, I followed you, Alex, for a real long time. Like, I don't know if you remember the post, but you had made a post a while back talking about like doing a whole bunch of cold calls or something like that. And I had DM'd you a couple times, and every time I DM you, just kind of just seemed to answer it and stuff like that. And I just kept on following and stuff like that. And then when I saw you and Paul, I didn't know Paul at the time, or I never really seen any posts or anything like that. But then I was like, you know what, I'll join. I mean, that's how I kind of got into Amazon as well. Was like I joined a group at that time. It was just like $75 a month. You make $75 in a month and stay in it. And so I kind of took that same philosophy, and I was like, I kind of know what needs to be done, but I'm unsure if that's actually the right way. And that's what made me decide to like pull the trigger on joining the group, just for that guidance on like what actually is what you and Paul did to grow your business.
What was the biggest obstacle you had kind of transitioning from OA to wholesale?
Getting that, like, them insider secrets and stuff like that, those kind of things that ain't nobody really saying for free. I've honestly seen that it's starting to change a lot more. A lot more people are open to like what actually needs to be done. But my thing is just seeing so many different people like doing things the wrong way and like trying to sell it as the right way. Seeing you like on Instagram, I was like, I knew you were actually doing things the right way and stuff like that. You didn't go into it like as a seller,
Yeah.
like a course or group seller first, and then trying to grow your Amazon business. You were actually doing it. And I knew from the start through our DMs that you were willing to answer questions and stuff like that and give actual advice for those questions.
What was the turning point for you once you came into the community?
Storefront stocking and just reverse sourcing those storefronts. I've done a lot of storefront stocking when I was doing OA and stuff like that, just to get some new ideas and new products and stuff like that, different ideas and stuff. Reverse store stocking for wholesale was really the game changer. If he's 100% doing wholesale, I just gotta look up the products. Those brands are either okay with doing wholesale. Those brands will lead you to the distributors that are okay with you doing wholesale for Amazon.
the sourcing videos where we just kind of go down the rabbit hole, and it's just like you never know what you're going to stumble across. Where are you now in regards to kind of revenue? What were you doing when you joined versus kind of where you're at now?
Year over year so far, we're up like 92%. Probably gonna close the year over a million, probably close to 1.1. I think last year we did 600 or something like that. I'd like to get up to that 100%. To be honest, like next year, like especially a lot of the items I sell is really good in the summer month, and I don't see any reason at all for next year with having like the historical data of what I've sold and stuff like that to be up at least another 50% next year.
Can't wait to kind of see that growth from 500K to a million. I would love for you to be able to post in the group and say, guys, we hit 2 million. I think it's totally going to come.
Yeah, and this year was the first year I finally broke the 6 figures in a month. And that month that I broke the 6 figures, I actually did 150 that month.
So what would you say to someone that's kind of hesitant to start Amazon, hesitant to join a group or a mentorship? What type of value has it brought to your business?
You never really know what's going to happen with something unless you actually try it. There's always going to be the what if I did this or what if I did that. And the only way to find that out is to actually do it. When I first went into Amazon, I'd always done some sales and stuff like that. But then when it came to joining a group, if I can make back this much back in profit for this much, I'm just going to stick with it and see where it goes. In that situation, it was like $75. I didn't really have $75, but I put $75 into a group to start selling on Amazon. At that time, I made back like $2,000 in profit at that time, and it was like a no-brainer to me. If someone's thinking about joining a group, put in a real expectation for themselves in the work they're gonna put into it, because you can't just join a group and then think Alex is gonna start sending you product to sell. Like if you come in with that expectation, you gotta put in the work in to find the suppliers. Just let every single no just fuel you to make more calls. Hit up Alex and be like, hey Alex, I'm constantly getting no's, and then jump on a call with Alex or something like that and be like, all right, what's your call sounding like let's go through a test call or something and see what you're saying wrong, and see if you're stuttering or if you're just not really getting the point across. Turning you into a salesman to sell your business to be able to get the account open.
Yeah, I think role play is such an important part of getting people confident and comfortable to be able to talk with some of these distributors.
I remember when it was my first time calling, I'm over here nervous, about to like throw up or something like that, and it's like, it ain't that serious. Just they want to sell stuff, you want to buy stuff, and it's like, you just got to let them know you're serious about doing business, coming across confident and getting used to talking to these people.
Awesome. That was it. No, I appreciate you hopping on.
Hey, anytime, man.
And like I said, we love having you in the community. You're definitely an inspiration for a lot of these newer guys that join in. Just when you post those wins and people are like, damn, I want to be like Austin.